Texas residents have been painting their fences purple for the most unusual reason.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
For hikers, campers, and hunters, knowing the laws and safety practices of the outdoors can be the difference between a lovely afternoon outside and life, death, or a long prison sentence. Still, in some rural states, there are some laws and necessary know-how that even the most avid outdoorsmen might be unaware of, and that could land them in hot water. For instance, in many remote and rural areas across America, in states like Texas, Maine, and Arizona, to name a few, you might find yourself running into a curious sight: a fence post painted purple. Quaint, unique, and stylish, it's not exactly cause for alarm in the minds of passers-by, but it definitely should be. In the late summer or early autumn, right at the start of hunting season, you might see a curious thing if you took a stroll through the vast, seemingly uncharted areas of rural North America. People painting fence posts and tree trunks purple. To the uninformed hiker or hunter, this might seem like a strange choice for property decor, as the purple clashes with the yellow-brown of burned grass and the deep green of evergreen trees. But the paint job isn't an aesthetic choice. So what's up with the purple paint? Rudy Fernandez, a correspondent for rural Texas radio station Keen 105.1, recently explained the meaning behind the purple fence post. Knowing what it means can actually save your life. "I've been out with a couple of my friends here recently," Rudy said, "and they said, 'Man, what's up with all these purple posts? People love the color purple.'" So Rudy dropped a knowledge bomb on his friends when he replied, "See, over the years, property owners with huge swaths of land don't want oblivious hikers or hunters passing through the area to wander inadvertently onto their properties, which often borders huge patches of untouched acreage. Fences around the exterior of their properties can warn hikers and hunters to keep out and stay away, but over time, even the sturdiest fences break down, leaving withered posts that are less than ideal blockades. It didn't take long before residents came up with a way to overcome that problem. No trespassing signs. Slap a couple of those bad boys out, and you send a loud and clear message to hunters and hikers. Beat it. Get lost. Take a hike in the other direction. But those signs, like the fences themselves, were not invincible. So that property owners wouldn't have to keep replacing wind-swept and sun-bleached trespassing signs or constantly repair decrepit fences, Texas passed a law in 1997 that offered a permanent, more sustainable solution. The law took after one first instituted in Arkansas in 1987 under then-Governor Bill Clinton, and was passed in 9 other states: Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, Maine, Florida, Idaho, Montana, Arizona, and Kansas. Rudy broke the edict down for everyone on his radio show that day. In 1997, the state of Texas agreed we could paint a certain color on a fence post, and it could mean the same thing as a no trespassing sign, Rudy said. Officials agreed on the representative color posting purple for a very particular reason. Posting purple is a certain color that even colorblind folks can see, Rudy said. The way that the law read for years was that you had to paint the top of the fence posts near the gates and all along your property lines. But in its original form, the law had a caveat. According to Rudy in Texas, you couldn't just slap some purple on your fence post and call it a day. In the early years of the law, the purple paint had to be accompanied by the trespassing sign, too, which kind of defeated the purpose of the paint. So, a decade or so after the law was passed, hunters, law enforcement officers, and folks that were going to be out in the country knew what the purple meant. They knew it only accompanied a trespassing sign. So the law changed. Under the revised law, the trespassing signs were no longer necessary. In Texas, purple paint on a post had all the authority behind it as a trespassing sign. But that led to some problems. Traveling hunters, hikers, and rural explorers visiting Texas, or people like Rudy's friends who were enthralled by the purple paint on posts, had no idea what the purple meant without the trespassing signs. And let's face it, to someone ignorant of the law, A tree trunk painted purple doesn't exactly scream keep out in the same way a fence with a trespassing sign might. Stumbling onto purple paint-lined property might be worse than you think. Private property is private property. Signage or no, meaning a person with markings might have had a bad experience with trespassers in the past. And in Texas, property can be defended with deadly force.